Good morning students, welcome to session 16 on groups. So in this session we are going to study about the kernel of homomorphism. First let us take the definition. If a function f from g to g bar is a homomorphism, then the set of all those elements of g which are mapped into e bar, then the identity of g bar is called the kernel of homomorphism f and is denoted by this is k or kernel of k. That is here k is equals to g which belongs to g such that f of g is equals to e bar, where e bar is the identity element of the set g bar here. That is it contains the elements of images of g and it is mapped with the identity element of g bar here. Take one theorem. The kernel k of homomorphism f from g to g bar is normal subgroup of g. Suppose we have k is defined here, k is g which belongs to g such that f of g is equals to e bar. Since f of g is equals to f of e is also e bar, because here g is an element of this is e is also an element of k, and this implies here k is non-empty, it has at least one element. Every g belongs to k is an element of g, this implies k is contained in g. First you have to show that k is subgroup of g. Let a comma b belongs to k be arbitrary. Now by the definition of k, we have here by the definition of k what we have here, f of g is equals to e bar, where for all g belongs to g. So here f of a is e bar and f of b is also e bar. Then f of a is e bar and f of b is e bar, then this implies here f of a is e bar and f of b inverse is also e bar. Take this one as equation 1 by theorem 37 here. This you studied here. If this is we have here f of this is f of b inverse is equals to e, means f of b whole inverse is also is equals to e bar. This you know here. So now to show that a b inverse belongs to k, this is what here, this is the necessary sufficient condition for a subgroup here. If a comma b belongs to this h, then a b inverse is also belongs to h. So here it is k. So therefore consider here f of a into b inverse is equals to this is homomorphism, definition of homomorphism, f of a into f of b inverse, and it is equals to f of a, and f of b inverse can be taken as here f of b whole inverse. This is again from theorem 37. So and here f of a is e bar, f of b whole inverse is also equals to e bar. So that is f of a b inverse is equals to e bar into e bar is e bar. This is from equation number 1. So now this implies what here? This implies AB inverse belongs to K for all AB belongs to K. This implies here K is a subgroup of G. This is the condition of a subgroup of G here. Further to show that K is normal subgroup, we have to establish that for all X belongs to G and for all A belongs to K, X inverse AX is also belongs to K. Consider f of x inverse ax is equals to f of x inverse f of a into f of x, again by the definition of homomorphism. So this is f of x inverse is equals to f of x whole inverse by theorem 37 it is again. This is f of a is equals to e bar by the definition of kernel, and this is f of x is also as it is. So e bar is identity element, so it is equals to f of x whole inverse into f of x. So f of x into whole inverse into f of x is f of, again this is what here, this is f of x inverse into f of x. So it is equals to what here? It is equals to again e bar here. This is f of x inverse is e bar and f of x is also e bar. So it is equals to e bar. Then by the definition of k, x kernel x inverse ax is also belongs to k for all x belongs to g. For all a belongs to k, hence k is a normal subgroup of g. And take one more theorem. If f is a function from g to g bar is a homomorphism, and k is a kernel of f, then f is 1 1 if and only if k is equals to e, it contains identity element e. First suppose that f is 1 1, then this implies here for all x1 comma x2 belongs to g, f of x1 is equals to f of x2 here. This implies here x1 is equals to x2. So it is, first it is, let us take this one as 1 1. Now for all a belongs to k, we have here f of a is equals to e bar and e bar being an entity element here of g bar. This is by the definition of kernel. So f of a is equals to f of e, because f of e is e bar, and this implies here a is equals to e, because here from the definition of 1 1, if f of x1 is equals to f of x2, x1 is equals to x2, so it is also, this implies here a is equals to e. That is, every element of K is in E. So K is equals to entity element E. Conversely, suppose that here K is equals to E. Then you have to prove that it is 1, 1. Take this one as equation 2. To show that f is 1, 1, we establish that f of A is equals to f of B implies A is equals to B. This we have to prove. So for this, consider f of A is equals to f of B. This implies here f of A into f of B whole inverse is equals to f of B into f of B whole inverse. So it is equals to f of A into f of B whole inverse is equals to, since f of A is equals to f of B, no? In place of f of A, you have to take here f of B. So it is equals to entity element here. So now consider this one is equals to entity element. So this implies here from the definition of this, this is homomorphism. So it is f of AB inverse is equals to E bar. So this implies here AB inverse belongs to K. So AB inverse is equals to E. That is, AB inverse into B is equals to E into B. So that is here A into E is equals to B here by cancelling B on both sides here. This implies here A is equals to B for all A comma B belongs to G. That is, f of A is equals to f of B. Hence f is here 1, 1. So next take theorem number 43. Statement is every quotient group G by H is homomorphic image of G and also the kernel of homomorphism is H. So take proof. Here G is a group and H is a normal subgroup of G. Therefore, the quotient group G by H is equals to, elements are in the form of HA for all A belongs to G. Now let us define a mapping F from G to G by H by f of A is equals to HA for all A belongs to G. To show that F is homomorphism, we establish that this relation f of AB is equals to f of A into f of B for all A comma B belongs to G. Now consider f of AB is equals to h of AB, because here it is defined as a function f, such that here f is a function from G to G by H by f of A is equals to HA. Means in place of A we have taken here AB. So f of AB is equals to h of HAB. So it is equals to HA into HB by the product of two cosets of G by H. We know this. This we have studied in the previous sessions. For all A comma B belongs to G, f of A into B is equals to f of A into f of B. So this is what here. This is f of AB is equals to HA into HB. HA is an element of what here? HA is an element of G by H. So G by H is the image of G under the mapping F. So it is f of HA is f of A and HB is f of B. This implies here, the definition of homomorphism. If f of AB is equals to f of A into f of B, then f is called a homomorphism. This implies here f is homomorphism. So since every element HA of G by H appears as an image of some element of A comma A belongs to G. This implies here G by H is equals to f of G, because here every element appears as an image, no? So we can take this one as whole set f of G. That is, G by H is a homomorphic image of G. Now kernel of f is that is K is equals to A belongs to G, such that f of A is equals to H, the entity of G by H. Now to show that K is equals to H, we establish that here K is contained in H and H is contained in K. That is, K is equals to H, you have to prove here. Now, to establish K is contained in H, let us take A belongs to K, which is arbitrary. Then this implies here f of A is equals to H by the definition of K in E. So this you have defined here. Elements of H are in the form of f of E. This implies here H into A is equals to H, because here f of A is equals to H A. This is by the definition of f in f in equation 1. This implies here A belongs to H. So that is, for all A belongs to K. This implies here A is also belongs to H. This implies here this K is contained in H. Take this one as equation number 3. Now to establish here H is contained in K, take H belongs to H, which is arbitrary. This implies H into H is equals to H. This is by theorem 20. This you have studied in previous sessions. Take this one as equation number 4. So this implies here This is h into h is f of h. F of h is equals to h into h. This is the definition of equation 1. This implies here f of h is equals to h. For all h belongs to h, this implies here h is also belongs to k. So this implies here h belongs to h and h belongs to k, implies here h is contained in k. Take this as equation number 5. So from equations 3 and 5. So in equation 3 what we have here, k is contained in h, and in equation 5 we have here h is contained in k. So from these two we can say that they are equal. This implies here k is equals to h. That is kernel of f is a kernel of that is the kernel is kernel of f is a homomorphism. That is here f is a function from g to g by h is h. So this is the proof of this theorem.